When your website and scheduling software work well together, everything gets easier. I'm sharing tips and tricks to help you make that happen. Question of the day is, how do I center my branded web Buy Now buttons? If you've generated a purchase link from your Mindbody branded web account and added it to your Squarespace website via code block, you may have noticed that it by default aligns to the left of the page. Now, this may work for your design, but it can disrupt the flow of your site if you prefer to have your call to action button centered. Like on this side, it looks a little off. There are a couple ways to center those links on your page. Option 1, and the easiest fix, is to center every branded web link throughout your whole site. To do that, you're going to go to Design, Custom CSS. If you've got some in there already, you can scroll down to the bottom and you're going to paste in this little bit of code right here. It's basically saying take all Squarespace code blocks and align them to center. Now that will center up not only your branded web links, but any other code block content you're using throughout your site. If you're not using code blocks for much, this will probably be fine, but double check any other pages you may have code blocks on to make sure you like the effect. So that's one option. Option 2 is if you want to be a little more selective about what blocks get centered and what blocks don't, you can add a version of this centering code to every individual code block that you want centered. So let's get out of this and take it back to its default state there, and I'll show you how that looks. To do that, we're actually going to go into the code block itself. So into the page there, I'll click Edit and find the code block. So this is the Mindbody script that you copy and pasted over from your branded web account. To center up just this particular script link, I'm going to add another line right above that script link, and I'm going to paste in this new div style called Text Align Center. And then once I add a new styling up at the top, I have to come down here and add another line to the bottom, which is just to close out that different styling div. So I've got a little tiny bit up here that says align this whole block, and then I'm going to close it out at the bottom. You have to remember to put this one down here at the bottom too, or you're going to end up just having a jumble of stuff on your page. With this method, you can also come up here and instead of center, you can change this to left or right, however you want this particular block to look. In this case, I'm going to change it to a right side, so now the button is on the right. So this is a good option if you've got alternating content where you want the buttons to be right and left as it goes down your page. But remember, with this option, the default is going to be that all your buttons are left aligned, so you need to add this little bit of code to each individual code block, each individual link block, and if you want it to be centered or right. If you're wondering how I got this Mindbody branded web link to look like a button in the first place, check out my complete guide to integrating your Mindbody account with your Squarespace website. Down here in lesson 4, I give you the code that will turn all your links into buttons. My website design services balance the power of Mindbody with the beauty and simplicity of Squarespace. Get a website that really works for your fitness or wellness business. Visit pixalitydesign.com to learn more.